Guys, welcome back to Speak Freely. Here we celebrate the freedom of speech, and today we're going to be discussing Gabrielle Union and her child. So there was a viral picture of Gabrielle Union's child making out with another adolescent, and Gabrielle decided that it was a great idea to place that on her social media platform for millions and millions of people to see. For the most part, people thought this was a little bit cringe on one side, and on the other side, people just assumed that the only reason why people felt uncomfortable about this is because Gabrielle Union and the adolescent that the Gabrielle Union's child was making out with they're both trans. They both identify as trans. I believe Gabrielle Union's child is a trans girl, and the person that she was making out with is a trans boy. So I feel like a lot of people are making a lot of assumptions here, and one of the assumptions is that everyone who saw this picture knew that these were two trans adolescents, and for some reason people think that celebrity lives is the center of everybody's universe, but it's not true. Just like most people didn't know Jada Pinkett had alopecia, and we thought she would just, going, I'm a bad bitch, let me shave my head. Most people don't know, not everybody knows that Gabrielle Union's child is trans. And to be honest, like, I had some knowledge of it. I'm not that in depth into Gabrielle Union's life, and so I had some knowledge of it, but I didn't even know which child it was. And so to be completely honest, when I first saw the picture, my first knee-jerk reaction was, ew, children making out, why are my eyeballs being exposed to this? And then I kind of read the comments and then was reminded that Gabrielle Union was trans, and the child that this trans child was making out with was trans also, that they both identify as trans. That's what reminded me of, but when I first saw it, that was not my initial thought, right? And to be completely honest, and I'm not even trying to be mean, right? When I saw the picture, it looked like a heterosexual couple making out, meaning Gabrielle Union's child, who identify as a trans girl, looks like a biological boy to me, and the other adolescents who identify as a trans man looks like a biological woman to me. I'm not trying to be mean. I respect the pronouns or whatever they want to identify as, but when my eyeball saw that, that is what I read. So the assumption that everyone who saw this picture knew that they were trans and that was the only reason why anybody had a problem with it is a huge fucking assumption. I think most people had a problem with it because people don't understand why adolescents making out on is plastered all over your grown ass adult social media platform. It is weird. Somebody tried to point out that it seems like people are okay with adolescents making out on TV and movies if it's very clearly a heterosexual boy or cis boy and girl. And they use the example of like some Disney shows, like iCarly or something like that.
We gonna call this one cisgender semantics, because it's a lot of y'all that's bent all out of shape like a pretzel when it comes to Zaya Wade's public displays of affection as a 14-year-old. And actually, before I get into my analysis, I'm going to let my homeboy Caden Coleman come through and drop something.
First of all, the assumption is that adults are watching Disney shows. Like, why are we watching preteen shows for? We're not. The other assumption is that if we did see it, we will be totally okay with it and feel comfortable seeing two adolescents making out, whether they're cis or not, or even actors playing adolescents. That's another assumption, because for me, I'm not comfortable with it in any way. One of the reasons why I don't really watch Euphoria is because I don't want to watch actors who are playing adolescents behave hypersexual and doing drugs and all these things. Even though I know in reality they're adults, I still don't like the idea of them playing adolescents and seeing their titties all over the place. I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable with watching anybody who is either an adolescent or an actor playing an adolescent being hypersexual or doing drugs or doing adult behaviors. I'm not okay with that, and most people aren't. So your assumption is that A, we're watching Disney, and B, that we're okay with it, and we're not. I understand that sometimes movies have to make these stories because that's the reality of our situations. Adolescents do these things, and I get that, and I'm grateful when it's adults playing adolescents and not actual adolescents, but I still don't feel comfortable with it. I'm not trying to say like Gabrielle Union is a horrible parent or anything like that, and I'm not a parent, but I would assume that most parents find it kind of uncomfortable to watch their adolescents, preteen make out with somebody else in front of everybody in the family. The fact that she didn't even feel uncomfortable with that she also decided to take a picture of it and put it on her social media platform where she has millions upon millions upon millions of followers, her adolescent child. This wasn't on her child's social media. She put this on her social media, grown ass. And to be completely honest, I don't have that big of an issue with Gabrielle Union's child being trans, and I'll tell you why. Because from my information, from what I believe anyway, Gabrielle Union's child is only socially transitioning. I don't believe, to my knowledge, that Gabrielle Union's child has medically or chemically transitioned. So if she's just socially transitioning, that is her business. I feel like this is just a new age, and I feel like when I'm an adult and when you talk to other people about their adolescence, people will say like, oh my god, I totally had a goth phase, or I totally had a punk phase, or I totally had a valley girl phase, or I totally had a bad boy phase. Like, everybody had their phases, and I just think this next generation are going to grow up and people are going to be like, I totally had a trans phase. And as long as you're just socially transitioning, I don't necessarily know what the biggest deal about that is. The only problem I have with Gabrielle Union and her child is that it feels like she's using her child to make headlines, and it feels very this typical narcissistic mother of like, look at me, look how open I am, look how progressive I am, look how great of a mother I am, I totally accept my kid, and instead of allowing your child to have the privacy to develop on their own, right? And even if the kid at the moment is like, I don't care, take a picture, put it in your social media, they don't have the brain development to even understand the long-term causes and effects of that behavior. And that's why kids have parents, so they can make those decisions for them. I want to use Angelina Jolie as an example. Angelina Jolie has a daughter. I believe her name is Shiloh. I could be completely wrong about that. But she has a daughter that dressed and presented male for a really long time, for like years, since she was like a little kid up until just recently, right? And I am no way saying that her daughter ever identified as trans or anything like that. But I'm still going to use her as an example because people have questioned that when it came to Angelina Jolie's daughter. They've asked, is she trans? Is she gay? Like, those questions have been floated and directed to Angelina Jolie, and Angelina Jolie has never made that a headline. She has never made her daughter's sexuality or gender expression her business or anyone else's business by talking about it to the public, by making it headlines, by tweeting about it, by hashtagging it about it, by making it about her as Angelina Jolie instead of allowing that to be her daughter's personal development. And what happened? Her daughter just started dressing like a girl out of nowhere. She no longer really dresses like a boy anymore. She's grown out of it. It was a phase or whatever, and she's developed into a beautiful young woman, right? And even if she was genuinely trans, I would still applaud Angelina Jolie for allowing her daughter to develop on her own instead of making this a public spectacle like I feel like Gabrielle Union is doing. I don't understand why your adolescent 14-year-old, I believe, child is in development or gender expression is anyone else's business, or even sexuality, because she's putting a picture of her child making out for the world to see. Why isn't that just her business? I can see if her child took a selfie and they did it on her own, whatever, on their personal social media account, but you're putting this on your Gabrielle Union social media account. It makes me feel like the acting jobs are drying up and you're just trying to stay relevant. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think about this story in the comment section below. Do you think everybody is overreacting, or do you think people are concerned for a reason? And if you saw the picture, did you cringe out of the pure fact that it is two adolescents making out, or did you cringe because they were trans? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. Now, to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, subscribe. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle or live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, subscribe. Hit the link. Go subscribe to my travel vlog channel and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. I also have my main commentary channel, a little bit more lighter subjects, but still some in-depth, deep commentary. Go subscribe to that channel if you'd like. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day. Bye.